Just put the paper for me. The camera here.
In Miami, the sun shines on us all. Sometimes, however, life brings unexpected storms. At Morris Legal, we understand that behind every case there's a story, a dream, a family's future.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. You are welcome to tonight's meeting. Um, Once again, my name is Pastor Yemi Ayodele, and I am the chairman of the Nigeria OMP Reclamation team. Even though very soon we will announce our new name that will have been registered in the US, and so that we will then start to bear that name or formally. So if you can hear me, just welcome me also to this meeting as I'm welcoming you. Good evening, everyone. We are 74 here. I expected that would be more than this, will be a lot above 400, 500, 1,000. And So, and that's why we've been making this arrangement to have uh, to be on this platform, so that even if we are 10,000, 20,000, we can all be accommodated. So good evening. If you are hearing me, please can you just drop something in the comment. Good evening, Victor. Good evening, Nkiruka. Good evening, Jubril. Good evening, Samson. Good evening, Peter. Good evening, Chika. Good evening, Anastasia. Good evening, Emmanuel. Good evening, Alade. Good evening, Victor. Roslyn Ude. Good evening, Christiana. Good evening, Patrick. Oziegbe, Wilfred, Sarah, Nathan, Isiogime, Tony, Sagbale, Ijoma, Daramsin, Sylvester, Ifoma Muneke, Kingsley Wafo, Ajayi Peter, good evening. Eusebius Obi, Nathan, good evening. Taye, Pastor Taye, good evening. Shaye, good evening. Professor Chinwe, good evening. Uh, Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are connecting from, because I can see a few names here that I know they are from America. Some I can see Japan here. I can see Australia here. I can see Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, and all over. Good evening, everyone. I believe that we we have been following every details of this process. So before we start formally, you can see our number is still few. I want to take another 2 minutes to drop messages across all our teams so that they can join. While we are doing that, please, if you have any question for me, please just drop the questions now concerning the entire process. Any question, any observation, please drop it. While we are waiting for others to join. So you have my permission to drop comments, drop your observations, drop questions. Okay. So while we are waiting for the others to join us, let's quickly attend to any concerns we have. Let's attend to any issues that we may be going through, maybe undergoing. Um, we need updates from you before questions. Yeah, I know you get updates from me. In case there are questions even before the update that has nothing to do with the updates. If there are questions concerning the processes, the registration of consent, the payment of contributions, the the entire process, the law firm. Yes, just ask questions. I'll give updates and then we will proceed. But for now, we are waiting to increase this number. While we are doing that, if you are here and you have any question, please just drop it now. When the list of names of those who pay their fees, when will it be published? It will be published hopefully by the second week in June. It will be published. We have a team currently that is working on the payment. When you make payment, you send an email, and so that email is being worked upon. We have a team of over 10 people now, or 12, working on that, and we have not even covered 10%. Reason being that the first set of people that submitted the email were not did not follow instructions, and because of that, some people sent screenshots without telling us the name of the person who registered the consent for that screenshot. And the team had to send mails back to them, and until they respond, they cannot capture them. So you can see uh, the log jam. So it's not a very straightforward process, and it's a bit complicated because people did not follow instructions, especially at the earlier time. Okay. I sent transaction ID for my USD payment, but you requested me to send a screenshot. Why can't you trace the payment with transaction ID? Patrick Daniels, if we do that for everybody, if we start tracing transaction ID, then we will not get out of this. So when we have concerns, we will ask for transaction ID. For now, it is the screenshot that we are using. So that means somebody has to log on to the account and validate. That means also that multiple people cannot do it at the same time, because most times when you log in on multiple systems, the other one is locked out, especially on Bybit. So the evidently that's not going to be efficient. Okay, if not, we will not conclude this consent list validation. Thank you. I have not been able to join any of the platforms Telegram posted in YouTube. When being clicked on several occasions, usually read expired. Okay, this is what I advise you to do, Christiana. Copy just the URL from HTTPS. Most time when it is with other information, it gives this expired link. But just copy that singular this thing, paste it in another place and click it, and you'll be game. So I think people should stop trying to join the Telegram group, the WhatsApp group now, because it's filled up. And so most time when it queues up, even when we try to accept it, to tell us the platform is full. So let everybody just concentrate on Telegram. Telegram is preferred. It's not what I use before now as frequently. I use it but skeletally, but it has advantages that WhatsApp does not have, and that cannot be taken. It's just that most of us are already more familiar with WhatsApp. With Telegram, everything that's been posted, even years before you join, you can still access them. And that's the beauty of Telegram. And I think it's very essential for us now, so that you don't keep asking the same question of what has been posted. So, MAD, please, you can help me drop the link also in this chat now, even though it's in the description of the meeting. If you want to see the link, you can go to the description of the meeting. You will see there. But you can still drop it in this place, just the link only, so that people who wants to join can still join. So do we have more questions? We're at 125 here, and I think we should be more. Currently we have over, if not more than 14,000 consents. And so if we call a meeting, and let's even assume that on the average, let's assume that we have 4 people having one person having 4 consents. So one that would be 14,000 divide by 4, and that is 3,500. So you have multiple accounts, and you have made 100 USD, one payment that covers the other account, multiple accounts. But did you register multiple consents? Tony Smart, did you register multiple consent, or you register one consent? Consent. See, the idea of the consent is not even about the payment, but for every consent there must be a payment. And for the consent, every human representation, every human entity in Omega Pro must register a different consent. I hope it's clear. So if you have 5 accounts, like I always give an example, if you have 7 accounts and 5 is for you, 1 for your wife and 1 for your son, that means you have to register 3 consents. 1 consent will sum the total of your 5 accounts as 1 consent. Then another consent will give you the sum of the first, your wife, and then so your wife will register her own consent, because it's a separate name. When it is time to pay, everybody, individual entity and the legal entity, will be asked to submit KYC, and so your KYC cannot cover your son or your wife, and that's so it has to be different consent. So if you have registered multiple consents, then each consent must have a payment. You can't use one payment to cover all the consent. However, what I'm saying is this: if, for example, like the example I just gave, uh, like the example I just gave, if you have five accounts, 5,000, 1,000 on seven accounts, 1,000 on each, five is for you, 5,000. Maybe your category is $50. And then your son's category is, for example, $30, and your wife's category is $20. That means a sum of $100. When you send the hundred, you can send the $100 one screenshot, one transfer to the committee's wallet. Now, when you send it, when you are sending your email, you will now say this $100 screenshot is for one Tony Smart with $5,000 investment, paying $50. Kehinde Smart, 900 investment, paying $30. Mary Smart, 900 investment, paying 30 naira, total $100. Do you understand it? So that's how it works. Most of people don't know about the meeting because of publicity. Sorry about that. We've been having meetings back to back. In the last 5 weeks, uh, committee have held meeting every day, and we have also held other meetings. At least there's been no day I've not held two meetings in the last 5 weeks. There are some days I hold up to four meetings in a day. So sometimes these things, and when we see the need to call a meeting, we call. And this information have been circulated since morning. And so, yes, it's not sufficient. Maybe 24 hours, 48 hours will have been good. But I think if you have a 12 hours notice for a meeting, it's not also too bad. Like I said in our previous meeting, apart from the automatic reply I got after I sent my money saying that an email was received, but the content have not been reviewed. Yes, that's the only message you should expect. Okay, that's the only message you should expect. When finally the consent list is prepared, you will have it. You will be able to log in somewhere and check your name and how much you paid. If now it does not show there, then you can we will tell you what to write, what mail to send. Okay, in case, because we are going to, when we prepare the consent list, we are going to upload what everybody has paid, or and what everybody is supposed to pay. Okay, and so when we have done that, let me see if I can show you a sample of what I'm talking about. uh, so that's what is going to happen. But for now, that's the only mail you will get. We won't be replying. Like I said, we've not even done 10% of the work, and we have over 12 people working on that alone. So you understand, if for 5 weeks we've been working on this thing, and as it comes, I'm going to show you so that you see the detail that we have here. As everybody has uh what he's supposed to pay. Okay, just let me hide some information so that I do not expose people's information unnecessarily. So, and this is automatically calculated. So let me just show you. So let me just show. So you have a list of what you are supposed to pay and what you have paid, and so that will be the, and you can, so when you check and it doesn't show what it's supposed to be, or your information was We discovered every time there is we do screen sharing, we lose the audio. So what about now? Are we back? MAD, am I back now? Audible? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. So this is what I'm saying. Somebody said people left when the meeting had not started. You see, we cannot play God. I ran into the house to start this meeting, and right now it's 8:37, and this meeting has been on for 30 minutes. This is 29 minutes 24 seconds. So 38 minus 30 minutes, that means we were late for 8 minutes. I think people should also be patient sometimes. We are not all perfect, as it were. So we are sorry for that, but I think people should also learn to be a bit patient. How do we deal for children that are minors? The issue of children, we have explained it over and over again, and but nobody knows how it's going to be. Number one is that we were all wrong to have registered our children. It's stated clearly in all the contracts that under 18 are not permitted. Now we have done it. We are in this state now because we didn't expect we were ever going to be in this state. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. But this is what I say: register those children as a different consent. Let them be a valid consent. Then, when we get there, we will, as parents, request to be to hold trust, that we actually were holding trust for those accounts. And if I'm able to prove that this is my son, and by birth certificate and all of that, I think that will suffice. I think, I am not very sure. Okay. So if we have raised the 150K and we now have an excess to build the website and any other expenses, will the payment for consent still continue? Yes, the payment for consent will continue, because we can't even tell the extent of expenditure we will bear. By the time we are getting to the end, and that's why this process is going to be very transparent. Even by the time the law firm fully takes over, we'll run meetings. They will run meetings with us very frequently. And for example, if we're supposed to register our organization in the US, and we were supposed to have members who are in Florida. Now, if we can't get members in Florida, and the closest we can get is maybe Houston, Texas, then if maybe once or twice they needed to appear in court, for example, we have to fly them down. So all of this we cannot estimate. What is important is that for every expenditure that we need to incur, we will we will tell the house, we will get the approval of the house before we proceed to spend it. For any expenditure that is extremely urgent, that needed to be incurred, and we have to incur it before calling a meeting, we will ask for the, what do you call it? We'll ask that the house give a post expenditure approval. So that's how. So consent will continue. Consent will continue. Consent will continue, and payment will continue. Everything is going to be accounted for. How do we do? Okay. What of those who did the first consent during the time we also asked to donate willingly? Are they covered? No. If you donated in the first consent is still a continuation of what we are doing. If you did the first consent, you don't need to do a second consent. Now, if you are supposed to pay $100, but you donated $20, if you take it as donation and you leave it for the group, we will appreciate it. But if you think you want to deduct it from your current contribution, just when you are sending your evidence to the mail, send the evidence for both the 20 and for the 80 that you are adding now. Is that okay? I tried to get in and it kept pushing the meeting forward. Just now I told you it's not 9 p.m., it's 8 p.m. Can one refill a consent form? Because I remember I filled one, but I think I made some mistake. Don't refill a consent form. Please, Don't feel consent twice. Whether you feel in December last year, or you feel in February this year, or you are feeling in April, May, don't refill. Anyone you have filled before, don't refill. If something is great, is wrong. For example, if you combine 5 members of your family and register one consent for them before, what you are going to do now is, and you register it in your name, what you are going to do is to take the remaining 4 and register them and pay for them. Now, when we open the website, your own consent now, you'll be able to edit it and change the amount, removing the sum for the others which you have registered separately now. Is that okay? We asked to pay, but we only asked to forward evidence of payment and crypto receipt to the email. Now you're asking for more information. What do we do? No, we didn't just ask you to pay. We say you should tell us your name, the name of the person registering consent, the amount that you invested. But even if all you register, all you send is your name, because if you send screenshot, how do we know the name of the person that sends screenshot? I can help you send your screenshot. For example, if you are maybe if you are not connected to the internet, and I help you send it, and so it's using my email, there's no way I can link it with your own name that is sending it. Even if you use your own email, for example, my email is God's Son for Life. So God's Son for Life is sending an email of a screenshot of $100. Which magic will produce the name of who owns that money? So we have always asked that the name be included. Okay. How much do we have now? Have we completed one? We have not completed it. And it's part of the reason we are here. We have not completed it. If consent registration and payment will continue, how do you reconcile the deadline of 3rd June? Okay. Now, the consent, this is the way it is. The consent the law firm will be representing those that have paid as at the date as at the deadline. That is the name they will be sending to the court. However, they are going to leave a clause that other registrations are coming in. So that's how it is. So contribution is going to continue, but don't forget, after June 3rd, the rate to contribute is going to be totally different. I've read it here. The rate to contribute is going to be totally different. Anybody registering after June 4th is going to pay 5 times what people that registered now are paying. Anyone that did consent for $100 and $200 before don't have to pay. If you are registering after 3rd of June, you will pay even if you invested $100. So I read it to us, and I think we will just please remind me, committee members, so that we circulate the new rate. No, we've circulated it. So it's going to be a new rate after June 3rd. That's it. So good evening, everyone. This meeting is going to be not going to take long. We just want to brief us the extent of work done, because last week Sunday we called a meeting and we told us the outcome of our meeting with the law firm, and we also we did a poll to ask if we should pay the money that we have, which is $100,000, and 96% of us said we should pay. Is there still no audio now? Please, MAD, please confirm to me. Somebody is saying no audio. Please, somebody should confirm to me. Can you hear me? Okay, so 96% say we should go ahead and pay, 3% say we should not pay, 1% were indifferent, and because of that, 96% is sufficient to carry the day, and so we have an approval to pay. Now we needed to do some registration of the organization, and that we got delayed so much. We were able to conclude, or we are just about to conclude, on the nomination of board of members of the board of trustees. So between now and tomorrow, we should be done with the nomination for the board of trustees, and then this information will be sent to them. So hopefully Monday next week, the organization will be registered Monday, Tuesday. The next thing also is that the contract, the agreement that we have with the law firm, a draft has been sent to us. The legal committee is looking at it, and we have raised a few observations, and we already have a meeting scheduled for Saturday with the law firm, the committee, and the law firm. So we will look at all the gray areas that we have observed, and we will have a conversation with the law firm, and then we've not hit the amount required of us yet. And according to our agreement, if by 3rd of June we are unable to pay the balance of the 50,000 or make up the balance, the complete money, then they will just stop at the interaction with the CFTC, and will not be able to move forward. That's the agreement we have, and we discussed this last week Sunday with I think Sunday or Tuesday with every one of us. So we are hoping that before those of us that are yet to pay, we pay up. We are doing everything to make sure that the money is complete before 3rd of June, which is next week Monday, so that we can proceed. It's also important to let us know again that the law firm will be representing only those on the consent list. And for you to make the consent list means you have registered consent and you have paid, or you register consent and you only invested $200 or $100. And you also must have done all of this as at June 3rd. After then, consent registration will be subject to availability, will also be subject to making the new value of payment, as we have circulated for more than 3-4 weeks now. What other information do we have? We also want to know, like somebody sent a private message to me. It's even one of the reasons why I called this meeting, because one thing I have said over and over again is that by the grace of God, the committee is not ready to take any unilateral decisions. The committee wants to make sure that we are representing you. And if we at any point in time do not seem to represent the majority of the people, we are definitely not going to take any decision. That's why you see that we had a meeting yesterday with the American residents, and we also conducted a poll, and surprisingly in that poll we had 100%. You understand, in support of an action that we wanted to take, 100%. So this is what we will regularly do to ensure that we are serving in your best interest. And so please, at any point in time, especially between now, anytime we call a meeting, please, because when we sign the contract, and I guess latest by Monday the contract will be signed. When we sign the contract, it will be too late to complain. It will be too late to bring observations about the processes that we have done past. So it is very important that except your presentation is poor, except your presentation is confrontational, there is nothing, no suggestions you want to bring that I consider as awkward. And I have also gotten this. This is the general understanding of the committee members, that every suggestion is welcome, except it is wrongly presented, except there is a verbal attack, except there is a clear wrong intent. Every suggestion at every point will be read, considered, explained, and dropped if truly it does not look good. So I want to assure you that, and so that's why we are calling meetings upon meetings to let us know that it is not, we are not here as committee to lord over and dictate what we just want to happen. So somebody said we should have communicated with the lawyer a few times, and I said the lawyers met with us, the entire Nigerian team. Yes, that day we had a little hiccup, too many people could not join, but people had the opportunity to ask questions from the law firm. They did, and they were provided with answers. So don't wait till it is late, because I consider that what the person was saying today would have been late if you had signed the contract as at last week. If not that we had a delay in the nomination of membership into the board of trustees, we'll have signed the contract since last week, and the person is passing this week, it will have been late, and no matter how good it is, it will not just fly. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. That's why I say ask questions and you be provided with answer. Someone says, so thank you so much, thank you. Will birth certificate be okay for our children as KYC? Number one is that children cannot do KYC. I've said it. Every investment, and I know that Omega Pro is not exempted. It was stated, I know, I saw it, that if you are less than 18, don't invest. So we did, because we didn't know that all of this, and we didn't have to do KYC to withdraw in those days. So now we are here. Nobody can tell what the process will be, but we are just using our natural wisdom to say possibly we can lay claim to the fact that we were holding it in trust for them, and that's why it's in their name, but we're actually the one managing the account. So which means that the child's birth certificate with the father KYC matching themselves as father to this, or a court affidavit, will suffice. I am speaking as to the extent of the knowledge I have for now, but nobody can say how, and it can be totally the receiver may say no minor payment, and if they say that, they will be justified, because that's what the law says. I've not been able to key into the criminal process for lack of fund. How much time is left for the deadline? The deadline is 3rd of June. Okay, the deadline is 3rd of June. After 3rd of June, we will decide whether we want to take more people or we don't want to take more people. If we decide we want to take more people, the rate is already published, and it's a totally different rate from what the people that funded the main course, what they are paying. Can we join the broker group who allow Omega Pro to open fake account? See, when people talk about brokers group, I think yet you will still don't understand. Brokers group, for me, the way I understand brokers group is just another website open, your data migrated, no money carried there, because brokers group, evidently now it's clear that brokers group never existed. So it's just a platform. Anybody can open a GMTB bank and say, and put information there and say Pastor Yemi Adele has 2.7 billion naira in his account. Just information. But as long as it's not banked by liquidity, then you can't go and pick it. So evidently, what all that we had in Brokers Group was just a memo items that does not have cash backing. Okay, so let's not talk about brokers group as joining, because the brokers group does not have entity. That's the way I see it. But one important thing is that we listed all the affiliate companies for the law firm, so they know how to do their checking and know. But from the little checks we've done, the brokers group is just another affiliate company, just to cover up some things. What is the fate of those who fill the consent form? Many people pay now due to unavailability of fund, but saving to pay in the future? Yes, like I said, it will be subject to availability of space. It will be subject, if you don't pay by 3rd of June, you will not make the consent list. If we're allowed to take additional people later, all of this will be subject, and like we said, clearly we have entered into our memorandum of understanding as the board of as the trust did. The amount we paid, the amount everybody that are coming after 3rd of June are going to pay, is already legal and binding. So that is the implication, because the way it is that, and it's not our makings. This there was conversation between us and the law firm. The way it is some people funded this process, and other people, because it's very cheap. I can also not pay and wait till there is recovery. Oh, so when there's recovery, even if I don't have the money, I can now go and borrow money because I know there's a recovery and I will definitely get money. But those of us that paid, now that we are not even sure whether there will be recovery, we our fund will carry more value than those who waited till a later time to pay. So that is the way it's seen. Okay. Um Thank you very much. So, having said this, one of the things that I want us to also do is, please, we are just starting. We've not even started until we sign the MOU, the trust deed, we pay the investigators fee. That is when we will seem to have started. Now, in between all of this, some additional information will still be required from us. For example, when we asked for the list of US resident members of this group, we had almost 116 people. But going through it, you will see that 80% of them are actually in Nigeria. They went and filled US resident consent and put that they are in Yanopaja, put that they are in Abule Egba, put that they are in Abuja, they are in Kubwa, put that they are in Asokoro. Does it make sense? Because if we provide the lawyers with information that will confuse them, and so instead of chasing to the left, they are running to the right, they will be running further from the target. And that's why anytime we request for information, it's either you don't have it and you don't feel, or you ask questions. But please don't feel just any garbage, because it might. Now they ask for wallet addresses. People fill wallet address that never existed. People fill their own personal wallet addresses. You want them FBI to drag your own wallet. People filled wallet addresses that have never been used. No money had ever been paid into it. So it's very important that at every point that we ask for information, that people give the right information. If they don't understand it, they should ask questions. Somebody is saying we should be positive. I am very, very positive, but it is very important to always use the word if in the event of recovery, because the way our mind is structured is when you get statement of full assurance, if there is a disappointment or a deviation from it, people will want to hold you responsible for having said or having given assurance. The law firm did not give assurance. They will do their best, and we have seen an example of them doing their best with many efforts. And so that's the best I can tell you. So I will always say if, but if I don't think it will make sense, I won't have put all my time into it. So when I use if, understand it from that perspective, that nobody wants to take liability for something that you cannot guarantee. If you ask me, sir, will you give me 50 naira tomorrow? I will tell you when I am going to give you. But if you ask me if I'll give you 50 million, I'll say if I am going to give you, because I am not sure I have such money. Do you understand it? So I am very positive. If I'm not positive, I will not put my time into this. Somebody helped me to pay 50 to pay yesterday, which I sent the naira equivalent and gave me the updates that he has paid and sent evidence to the fund reclamation committee. No, please, if somebody help you to pay, it is very important that you yourself send you. That's why when we are using a merchant, they won't send the mail for you. They will send the evidence to you. You will send the mail. What if the person didn't send the mail and told you he has sent the mail? So it's important that you send the email yourself. However, let the person copy you the email is sent to the committee so that you will be sure it was sent. Okay. I was operating brokers group until you asked people to go and take their screenshot. And within 5 days, they went offline. That simply means an insider is giving them feedback. And that's why sometimes when we call meetings like this, we choose what to say, because we cannot disclose all our full tactics here. Okay. So we've been sending the message privately to groups that people should go and take the screenshot of their this thing. But the day we discussed it openly here, the system was pulled down. So, and that is also giving us an indication that what we are doing is making sense. Okay. Since we are linking Go Global into SU, should it be right if we include our investment in? No, don't include your investment in Go Global, because Go Global was not direct with Omega Pro, but you can include your pulse. Your pulse, you can include it in the amount you are registering. I think pay additional is not good because our source of income are not same. Some of us borrow to invest and I've explained, Sylvester, I've explained the basis for that. Like I said, even if I have all the money in the world, everybody prefers to stay safe. So I can watch. For example, I have $10,000 in Omega Pro, and you ask me to pay $200. I cannot pay. I may decide not to pay. But when I see that they have recovered $200 million, $350 million, I'll be willing to pay 5 times of that, knowing fully well that if I pay, I am getting something back. But because I am not sure, I'm not willing to give as little as $200. So there's a basis for that thinking, and it is legal. And so that's why so that is the what we are doing. We are not considering whether people have money or people don't have money. What we are considering is the fact that value for money. The people that put down their money to start the process, because if this money was not complete, the lawyers are not going to start at all. So if you didn't start the process, how will somebody have benefited in a later time? So it's very simple. Okay, Tope Ekungba, please. Which How did you make the payment? So it will tell us. If you pay through merchant, tell me. If you paid yourself directly, tell me. That will the emails. There are 4 emails. So, and each category is for different people. Please, saying that someone that could not pay now because she doesn't have is being required to pay multiple of 5, and then it's too much. Well, if you think so, we already concluded on that. We've had this conversation in 2 different meetings, and I've explained the basis to you. If by the time recovery is made, and you are going to get, even if it is $3,000, you'll be willing to pay $1,000 to get $3,000. But now, even to pay the $100, you are not willing to pay. And the truth is that some people don't have to pay. But let me tell you, they might not be a majority. Some people are just laid back because they have moved on. They have counted their losses and have moved on, and they don't think this is worth fighting for. And some people also think that we are also fraudsters. We also want to defraud you. That's why we are doing this. So all of that. So we know a lot of people, a few people will suffer the consequence of this decision, but it will align with our strategy and objective for the others, that it will really attend to what we are trying to address. What happens to those of us who did not include their pulse? When the website is open, you'll be able to make a few adjustments to amounts. Okay, to the amount you quoted before. You can reduce it, like I gave example. If you go to separate those accounts as it should be, maybe to before you lump everything up. When you separate it now, the other consent, you have to reduce the amount to what belongs to that person only. So when we open the website, there will be, can I lump up payment for different account and pay it once? This can help me minimize transaction. Yes, you can pay once. I just gave an example. Maybe most of you came late. Sir, Adams Ada, you are Adams Ada. You have Joseph Ada, your son, and you have Mary Ada, your wife. Before, or you register these 3 consent, 1,000. Everybody's supposed to pay $20. You can send one single $60. Okay, but when you are sending the email to the committee, you will now state that $20 one, Adams Ada, $20, investment 1,000, amount paid $20. Mary Ada, investment 1,000, amount paid $20. Joseph Ada, amount investment 1,000, amount paid $20. Total $60, but you make the payment. So we also considered the issue of the charges. So you can make one payment, but in your email, make sure that you list out the different consent names. You pay through merchant, so you are sending to recomp.option2@gmail.com. And please just go to the platform. There's a document that enumerate this. But for your let me just type it, recomp.option2@gmail.com. Please, this is for those who use merchant. For those who used merchants. If you pay directly, you are sending to recomp.option1. Recomp.option3 is for those who made contribution last year, voluntary, and they want to just add the remaining to it. So they have two screenshots. The payment they made in December and the payment they are adding up now. So they are sending to option 3. Is that clear? What about someone that have 3 accounts with one email? Email is not what is important. The name on the account is what is important. If on the 3 account, the name is Ajayi Peter, just register one consent. But if on the 3 accounts, you have Ajayi Peter, you have Silas Peter, and you have Mary Peter. Those are 3 different human names and different consent, and you have to pay them differently. Is that okay? Publish consent list for us to be sure our names are there. I've said it, we'll publish it by the 3rd week of June. But if you know you have paid, even if your name is not published, you will be given a space of time to make a complaint with evidence. You can't see the email. I posted it now. Which email are you looking for, Ezekiel? This email I sent is for Ekungba. Ezekiel, what email are you looking for? Please, I want this meeting to be over in the next 10 minutes. So the consent list will be published. Don't worry. Like I've explained, the process of listing out everybody that paid from the email is a cumbersome process. We've been on it for as long as we started this in 5 weeks. Now it's 6 weeks. And about 12 people, we started with 5 people, we increased it to 12 people are working on that. And so, and they have not done 20%. So I believe that in the next 2 weeks, we should be able to finalize the consent list. We will publish it. And if what you pay is different from what was captured or nothing was even captured, we will tell you the process of making your complaints. I signed up 10,000 as my investor in OMP, and very unfortunately, I lost everything without any interest. What is the consent fee? The consent fee in dollar is what please, Ikechukwu, I don't have all of these things on my head. Okay? I don't have all of this on my head. Just go into the Telegram group. The document is there. You will see how much everybody is to pay. I know if I share my screen now, I will lose audio. If not, I will have shared it for us so that we can see. But go to the Telegram group. That information is there, what everybody is meant to pay. So, however, I'm looking at it here. 10,000, you are supposed to pay $100. $100. How much it is in dollar depends on what method you are using. You register with merchant 3, so the email is recomp.option2. Any merchant. What Telegram group is on the description of this meeting. Go to the description of this meeting, you will see the Telegram link. If it's giving you expired, just copy the Telegram link before you click on it. Most time when it comes with other text, it will tell you it's expired. Okay? Thank you very much. I think we have attended to every issues, every comment. Please, we are open to every reasonable suggestions. We are open to every reasonable, but those suggestions must come before this week. Yes, hello Meg. If you join the Telegram group, this is what I've said. Any Telegram group you join, everything that has been posted, even before you join, you will see it. It's not like WhatsApp. So go to the Telegram group, read backward. Before you read 3 days, you will see the document. So if we publish it here, it's and some of these things could breach YouTube rules. So get into the Telegram group, uh, and get the document out. What will happen to those who are unable to register? If you are unable to register, you are not part of those who the lawyers are representing. The money the lawyers are able to get will not be, you will not be part of the people that send them the work and who will share the money. And the idea is, most times, no matter how good the lawyers are, maybe all the funds stolen is $2.5 billion. Maybe they're only able to recover $200 million. That means that's the portion they recover for those who send them errand. The rest, people that didn't send them errand, should go and chase the remaining 1.8 million that is still in the bush. It doesn't help me to pay cent and evidence showing that he, but showing that he, I don't understand, but which is sent. I don't get, Mr. John Usiakpere. Read your statement very well. It's still not. It's not clear. Okay. Read your message and resend it. The person who help you to send the message, the payment, is not clear. Just know that if you use merchant, you are sending to recomp.option2@gmail.com. If you didn't use merchant, you are sending to recomp.option1. Recomp.option3 is only for those who made payment twice in December and they are balancing it now, that they want to send to recomp.option3. I hope that's clear. So, John, if I've not answered your question, please represent it. We are rounding up now. Please, it's very important that as we proceed, every little information is important. Please read the messages posted on the groups, attend all the meetings, tell people you know and that are part of this to attend meetings. It is tiring when people that have their other jobs doing, their other businesses running, their other lives running, are being put to task to explain things 100 times over and over. It's always tiring. So please understand and make sure you always join the meetings. Make sure you read up everything posted on the group. And by next week, hopefully between Monday and Wednesday, we should have a scheduled meeting with the law firm, with the entire investors who signed the consent, who are part of this consent. So let's prepare for that. And this is the little brief, and to also attend to questions that people might have or whatever might be bothering us. So that. Let me see if any of the committee members passed anything to me while the meeting was going on. Okay, so I believe that we are good to go. Please, what $900? I don't understand. Sarah, I don't understand your question, Raymond. Oh, sorry. So there can't be any other extension. This last extension is by extreme grace. So we have had four extensions. So let's forget about extension, because I know it's not going to happen. Not because I don't love it, because every extension we have gotten, we negotiated. But this last one, I can bet you, I know the conditions that made them to give us this extension. Okay. So for John, please don't DM me with your evidence. I am not the one in charge of listing out those who have paid. It's a different team in the committee. So please send it to the required email and do exactly as I asked you to do. It list out the names of people who have been, or your name and the amount you are paying. List it in the email, please. It's very important that we read up. Don't just join the group, read up. This document is just a 3-page document. If you read it, you see all the processes there. Okay. Thank you, Uche, for your word of encouragement to us. We appreciate every support that we are getting. Can we trust you to do when the fund was realized? Oh, I don't understand. As in, if the money is complete, why won't you tell? We will give every detail of every account. But one thing I'm telling you here is that there is no complete money here. The money for the law firm can be complete. It will not mean that we do not have more expenditure. If you came early, I told you, the people in the US, for example, the nearest we had to Miami is 8 hours of our member. So if once or twice they are required to go and be what do I call it? To go and be in court sessions, we have to sponsor them from where they are to Miami. To build the website, we have to build it. At some point, we need to employ people to be receiving your calls, especially when we get to this point when we are reconciling payment and you say, I didn't pay. We have to employ some people. All of this, we will tell you what we want to. Like I said, we will get approval before we do anything. If you say we should not do it, we will not do it. But trusting us to tell us when the money fund is realized is not, there is no limit to what we are collecting. What is important is that everybody that needs to pay. If you don't pay because the money is complete, it's not a problem. But just be sure that you are not part of the people that the law firm is representing, and you will not share from the fund recovered by the law firm. You can join another group to get this thing. Let me tell you something. Some people have okay, let me not go there, but some people are also doing some other things with other lawyers in other countries. So if those one recover $450,000, they won't give you here in Nigeria, because you are not part of the team that the lawyers or whoever they use represent. That's the idea. Okay. So I think we need to end this meeting now. Once again, thank you very much. Please, Raymond, go to the Telegram group. The information is there. And go and ask there. It will point it to you in the group. But if you just read backward, you will get it. Thank you very much. We have overstayed this meeting. This is 1 hour, 13 minutes already. Prepare for another meeting early next week with the law firm. Any other question you want to ask that is really directed to them, you can ask them, and I'm sure they'll be more than willing to answer. And please don't attack them, but don't restrain yourself from asking reasonable questions. Okay? That I've guaranteed you. With the committee, we are open to reasonable questions. We are open to reasonable contribution. But when people are violent on the group and you tell me they are presenting or other opinions, no. When I see what do you call it, other opinions, I know one. When I see somebody who is set out to disparage you, someone who is set out to discredit what you are doing, I know one. And so if you come that way, we will also come to you like that. But if you Ask no matter what question you ask. So we're in a meeting about a week ago, and some members of the committee felt that some people were being confrontational. I said, no, let them speak. Let's listen to them. From them, we can get wisdom. We don't want confrontation, but if you are reasonable, every of your thing will be explained. If we have contrary opinion, we'll tell you why we think it will not work. But if not, we will reason. If it makes sense, yes, we will take note of it. Thank you very much. Please don't join consent. Don't pay for once. Separate every consent by different names, because the John Agbaje and the 6 others bear different names. If you combine them together, when it is time to pay and you bring John Agbaje, they will tell you the account here is not John Agbaje, so it will be taken off. So don't register people together, whether because you use the same email or because you are the family head, or you are the clan head, or you are the community chief. Don't register people together. Every single name, myself, my wife, my son, my daughter, they are registered separately, because KYC will be done on each one of them. And so if you combine them together, it is only the person the name is registered, that his own account will be picked out. And if it is even complication, then that account may not even be given attention. So please separate them. Okay. Thank you very much, Bola Adeyemi. 2-minute summary of everything today. I don't even know what the summary. The summary was that we answer all the questions that people asked, and we have also told them the next course of actions. And we are expecting that we are meeting with the law firm. The committee is meeting with the law firm on Saturday to conclude on a few things. And by next week, early next week, we will be calling a general meeting with the law firm so that they can also tell us what to do. Thank you very much. And I think this is where we'll end this meeting. Every other thing, please get to the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group. Please, before you ask question, make sure you read backward to April 1st. When you have read, you will discover that everything you want to ask is already there. Have a good night. Thank you for this opportunity to represent you. Bye for now.